So one of the big reasons I ended up moving to Crystal Palace was the youth infrastructure. Of course, last episode, we got our feet under the table, we got comfy, and we did look at our youth intake preview, and it was garbo. It looked awful, it didn't really make sense. The good news is, I don't know what that other intake preview was, because Gareth Henderby, our head of youth development, who actually joined us from FC United, he has provided an update on our youth intake preview. And apparently it's 5 stars and an excellent intake, a golden generation. When has this ever been a lie in Football Manager other than 90% of the time? The actual preview is B's and C's, which I think is quite good on the whole. I mean, look, it's better than what we had before. I want to believe this is kind of the sun rising on the horizon, the dawn of a new day. This is the first bit of positive news with me now as manager. The intake preview looks promising. Things on the pitch are looking a little bit promising too. Yeah, let's talk about it, shall we? How's it going, folks? And welcome back to episode number 2 of Park to Prem here with Crystal Palace. I had to think there for a second about where we're at. Of course, this is the second episode at the club. We've had a month or so in charge now. I've got comfy. I've got familiar with the situation. That doesn't mean it's been all plain sailing, but today we are back. We have the EFL Cup quarter-final against Manchester City away. You know, figured we do a nice, easy game in our hunt for our first win in a live com. And then after that, we're going to be taking on Stoke City. Stoke, 9th in the Championship, going strong. They are just outside the playoff spots. And yeah, they're going to provide a little bit of a tough opposition for us. I'm desperately hoping that today we will get our first win in a live commentary as manager. Now, of course, last episode wasn't the best start, was it? We lost 1-0 to Salford, and it didn't get much better in the next game. We lost against Bournemouth 2-1 at home. They got an 81st minute goal to win the entire fixture. We didn't play that badly. I'm going to say that. We really didn't play that badly. We had a better XG, we had the better chances, but we just couldn't really get a goal. One man who has been kind of the only source of goals over the last month or so is Gurajaga. Love this man, in on loan from Liverpool. No chance we're able to sign him permanently, so a little bit concerned by how much we're relying on him. And really, it's been Gurajaga's goals that have inspired us. As you can see, against Ipswich Town, a 4-2 win. Gurajaga got a hat-trick in this one. Candido also got on the score sheet, which is great to see, because Candido, I do actually rate as one of our centre-backs. I do actually think he's quite good. I think he's got a future at the club. And yeah, as you can see here, in his last 5 games, a 7.72 rating. The man can defend. You might have noticed as well, after the defeat against Bournemouth, I did shift the tactical style just slightly. We went from the 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1, just adding in an attacking midfielder. And well, in this game, the man who played that attacking midfielder role played it very, very well. Eze, one of the long-term servants of the club, one of the players who I've since promised is going to be sold. Yeah, he's not very happy with me. He's done okay on the pitch, though. He was an inspirational leader in this game here as we beat Cardiff City. And well, against another Welsh opposition, we got our first clean sheet as manager as we beat Swansea 1-0. Eze again with the goals. From there, though, things haven't exactly been amazing. We drew against Derby County 0-0 at Pride Park. They're going strong at the top of the table, so some positives to take. Against Huddersfield, a 4-2 win was good, if expected. And most recently, Blackburn, a team going strong at the top of the table, dispatched of us very convincingly. Marlon, of all players, is playing for them in the Championship. Does that seem mental to anyone else? He's 31 years old. They signed him on a free. He's been very, very good this year so far. So after a reasonably successful first month or so in charge, where we have managed to string together some wins against some of the lesser teams, shall we say, in the league, we have climbed up to 16th place. We've played a game more than a couple of teams in and around us. Elsewhere, FC United down in 20th. A little bit concerned for them, although Nesbitt and Gold still in the top average rating kind of charts. Gurajaga, for us, as you can see here, is now the second top goal scorer in the league. He really has been the source of our goals as of late. When he doesn't score, we tend not to do so well. Yeah, he's been impressive. I'm, of course, looking to make changes to the team. We have got the option very, very soon to start signing players, because January is not far away. And as you can see here, I've already put some plans into action. So in terms of players joining us, 4 players right now at least. One is going to bring a smile, I hope, to the FC United faithful's faces. It's Jones. Yes, we've decided to pick him up. The 24-year-old is signing for us. He's an emergency backup. He will probably never play for us. I say that. No, he has to play one game for us to keep this incredible run of matches going. I want to see him play in the Premier League under me. He played in the 9th tier under my leadership, and yeah, I'm hoping he can do it in the Premier League at some point, although I'm not expecting fireworks from him whenever that day may come. Elsewhere, some actual signings that are decent signings for us. Signings that make sense and actually strengthen the team. The first we've got is Marco Antonio McIntosh. Is that the most fantastic name ever? It might be up there. I wouldn't really consider McIntosh a Mexican last name, but who am I to judge? This man, 20 years old, 6 caps already for the national team. He looks like a tremendous centre-back to me. He's super consistent. He has got a competitive streak, but some of the best defenders in the history of football have had a mean streak, so I'm not going to let that distract me from him. To be honest, he can naturally play right-back. I think long-term he will play centre-back, but one area of the pitch where you really have lacked players is the full-back areas. We just don't have very good fullbacks. Our backup right back really is Zobnin, which, with respect to Zobnin, he's not very good anymore. He's 36, he wants to leave. He might be a model professional, but he is one of a number of players who are just whining a lot, and I need to get rid of him. I need to replace him. Out on the other wing, we've kind of got an equivalent player in Oosting, who's 30 years old, cannot defend, isn't exactly quick. He's not that good. I mean, sorry if you're a Oosting fan. I'm not. I'm trying to oost him from the first team. And well, a man who I'm looking to bring in his place, a similar player in some ways to McIntosh, is Avengi Matayev. He is from Kazakhstan. He's got 28 caps for Kazakhstan and is 19 years old. Super consistent player, can play at centre-back. I want to play him at left-back. I don't know what it is in this universe about me wanting to play players in different positions to the ones they can play naturally, but to me, Matayev looks like he could be an absolutely fantastic left-back. Again, he's got a little bit of a mean streak in him. I'm going to say it again, I don't mind that. I think we need to be mean. We need to get angry, and he's got fantastic hair as well, which I think just makes him look like maybe more of a thug. He does look like a bit like a school bully to me. That's how I'm picturing him. I'm hoping he's going to be able to do that on the pitch for us. We've agreed to sign him for 7 million. He's played a handful of games every season for Zenit. He will more than likely come in and start for us after January. And the last man we've picked up, look, I'm not going to change my habits for anyone. He doesn't have a work permit. He joins in, well, a week, and I'm going to have to load him out. We've got this guy, Josef Severin. We'll go with Severin. If you want to help me, Polish viewers, please do. Again, he's got a competitive streak. I'm realising that this is just a trend. I feel like I'm just trying to build a team of baddies. We're going to have loads of money. We're going to have a team of bullies. It's going to be amazing fun. This guy, 18 years old, he's already capped, full national team level for Poland. He looks incredible. Great determination, ambitious personality, room to grow, already has some crazy ability, really. Was surprised he didn't get a work permit, but for £3.1 million, I'm not going to complain. I think he could be very, very special. So there's some of the signings that we've made. On the outs, I've been trying to get rid of players, and I've managed to get rid of Pavlidis. But besides that, all the other players, all these players complaining about wanting to leave and who have gone public with it, have been turning down contract offers from elsewhere. I guess it's because we have so much money and because some of them are just so overpaid. The teams that want to buy them can't match our wages. So I'm in this weird predicament where I've got players crying about wanting to leave, but then when the offers come in, they don't actually leave. They're annoying me. I'm annoying them. I'll be honest, we're not getting off on a great first foot. And if we just look at happiness here, the worst thing about it all is it's mostly highly influential players and team leaders who are unhappy and wanting to leave. Yeah, it is a little bit of a headache. Now, the good news is that on the pitch, we are actually still getting some okay results. Of course, the expectation for this year is mid-table. I'd like to push for playoffs at our current rate. We're not going to get there, but I am envisaging a little bit of change coming in January. That is really when we're going to be able to make some meaningful alterations, I suppose, to the squad. In terms of the team and the tactics for today's game against Man City, I want to go for it against them. This is how I've been lining up as of late. As I mentioned, we've ditched the kind of more defensive centre mid in favour of a centre attacking mid. Loser somewhat holds the fort as the deep line playmaker, but one thing we really lack in this team is a super amazing defensive midfielder. So Loser kind of has that duty. Mano Kone does a little bit of that for us, but for the most part, especially in the league, we're looking to dominate possession. So that defensive side of things theoretically isn't needed quite as much. But anyway, this is the team that we're going to go with for the game against Man City. We've got the league game only 2 days after this, so we're going to have to rotate things around at least a little bit. Torres has been out with an injury for a little while. He comes back into the team today. Eze has kind of played his way into my first team thoughts. He's going to get a shot at centre attack in mid. In the defence, it's been Candido and also Tagir who have kind of been the go-to centre-backs. In Tagir's case, he wants to leave. I'm still trying to sell him. I feel like when we get to January, maybe the floodgates will open and loads of transfer offers will happen. At least that's what I'm really hoping for. Tagir is a player who doesn't really want to be here. He's playing fine, but I don't think he's irreplaceable in all honesty. In goal, we have, of course, got our captain, Jordan Pickford, who has come to me in the last month and announced he's retiring at the end of the season. So that's one less player I've got to worry about getting off the wages, although that is going to leave a big gap in the summer of finding a new first-choice goalkeeper, which... I mean, we were probably going to do it anyway, but there is now a little bit of pressure on me to make a decision regarding next season's goalkeeper. So it might be a little bit naive, I suppose, to go in with our regular brand of football, taking on Man City of all teams, but ultimately, I need to maximise players' tactical familiarity. I don't want to switch to a more defensive system. I want to use this as an opportunity to test out how this system works against better teams, as Kone has a chance. I thought it had gone in by the net moving, but it's gone just over. And we can maybe look at making this the long-term plan as a tactic for even after we get promoted if it performs well in this kind of game. On the flip side, it gives us, a chance to see how it does against these better teams before we actually make it to the Premier League in the next season or two, as Pickford makes actually a really good stop. It does look like, I was about to say Manchester City are playing a semi-rotated team. They're absolutely not. They've got Moukoko, Hudson-Odoi and Raspadori up top. Foden and De Jong in midfield. This is a scary team. And the fact they've got a free kick at the edge of the box scares me. It's going to be Frankie De Jong with it. And, I mean, Pickford's made another insane stop. So, shout out Jordan. He's saving our bacon at the moment at the start of this game. We are still going to have to deal with a corner, which is going to be whipped in. And he's just saved it again. Jordan Pickford, I talked mad smack about you last episode. I'd like to apologise. I was wrong. Luan gets away from danger, end the highlight, put me out my stress. Still 0-0 after half an hour. That's a win at the Etihad. I mean, of course, it's not literally a win, but in my book, that's successful enough. And well, if we could go ahead now with 5 minutes left, that would be even better. Of course, Crystal Palace have a bit of a reputation, I feel like, for getting results against Man City, at least in real life. I want to try and replicate that here. And we've kept them, I want to say, relatively quiet. I mean, they've had the odd chance here and there, but of course they're going to have those chances in this kind of game. We've played fine, though, he says, as Moukoko gets the ball and dribbles forward. Moukoko, very scary this year in Football Manager. He cuts inside, he hits it just over the bar. Throw in for Man City on the far side. Back with Moukoko. I've questioned his ability, and now he's probably going to put me to the sword. I know how this game works. Moreno, back to Ruben Diaz. I assume that's Ruben Diaz as opposed to just a guy called Ruben, but it could just be a guy called Ruben, I suppose. Now it's played through. Who was that? Was that Raspadori? It was. He's hit it over. It's 0-0 at the break. This has been fine. I will say the XG story, it's not a particularly pretty picture for us, but the scoreline's nice. Okay, we're 20 minutes into the second half. Nothing is happening, but I guess that's fine, isn't it? We've gone on attacking, by the way, to try and commit more men forward and create a little more here. Be a little bit more direct with our play, I suppose. We're not exactly dominating possession, but at the same time, we're preventing Man City from completely running around with the play and limiting them to chances like that one from Moukoko. It was a nice build-up play by Man City, but the end product was lacking. If we just look at the stats, you can see here we have started to struggle for the ball in the second half as we've gone more attacking. But we're in it to win it. I don't really want this to go... Candido. Why did I say he's been playing well lately? Why did I say he might not be the problem? Of course he's just giving it to the... He's just giving it... I mean, I'm upset. I'm fine. Tadir, loser, and Candido, they're in their own little game of pig in the middle, and then, of course, the piggy gets the ball and scores. That's annoying. Weird stuff going on here. They've just had a goal disallowed. We didn't get a highlight for it. So, just Football Manager things. There is now immediately a highlight a minute later where we'll probably now concede. But maybe, just maybe, we can create, our first chance of the game and something can happen. We've just given the ball away immediately, and now Ugarte's going to win the header. Neto's through. Oh, it's painful. It's so simple. He was never going to miss the rebound, and, I mean, I can't really blame Pickford. And to be fair, 2-0 against Man City away from home isn't that bad by all accounts, but we've not really created anything going forward. And it was like our entire defence just stopped reacting there and just kind of said good luck to Pickford. All the best, God bless, as he was left in the one-on-one. He couldn't stop it. I realise we probably should make some subs at this point. Ode's picked up a knock. We're going to bring in Dan James, I think. Elsewhere, I'm going to bring in Kalani on the right-hand side and take off Torres, who's coming back from injury. A little bit concerned by all the empty red hearts because we play Stoke in less than 48 hours. Right, look, call me deluded. I think that's fine. The result's fine. Maybe the performance slightly less so. We are out the EFL Cup with mostly a whimper, really. We didn't put up much of a fight, especially when we went a goal down, despite going more attacking. I mean, Tagir's been given man of the match. Pickford's got a 7.0. Yeah, good result, bad performance is how I'd label that. But you know what? In the grand scheme of things, the EFL Cup quarter-final isn't a game that is going to make or break our season. That is where the league comes into play. And as I mentioned, we've got Stoke coming up very, very soon. We need to rotate the team around. Ode's not going to be available, so we're going to have to mix it up a little bit, throw in some new faces, and we'll hope that we can get back to winning ways. 2 defeats in a row. We've not scored in 3 of the last 4 games. And I think Stoke are quite good defensively, so this might be tricky. Okay, game number 2 time. I want to get a win in a live com before episode 3. This is our shot to do it. We're taking on Stoke City. They are currently in 9th. They've not been amazing by any accounts. They had a good start to the year that went wrong. They've kind of got back on the straight and narrow now. They've only lost 1 of their last 5. We're going to hope to derail their season a little bit. And whilst a defeat here isn't really going to derail things for us, a win would be a nice way to get into the transfer window, I feel like. Maybe this one win could maybe entice 1 or 2 more players to join us. And definitely not all the money we can just throw at them in terms of wages. So in terms of team news for today's game, rotation needed. But with our current squad, there just isn't enough quality and depth for me to feel confident rotating everything and going in fully rested for this game. But a couple of notable changes. Geargon is going to come in and start this game. They weren't quite match fit for the previous game, but a very, very good creative player. Can slot in as the deep line playmaker. Maybe lacks a little bit of the defensive ability needed. Elsewhere in the team, Kalani is going to come in on the right-hand side. We talked about him last time. There are some players that have 1 or 2 negatives. This man has all the negatives. Inconsistent, injury-prone, hates big matches. Look, if he puts in a performance today, I'll be delighted. I'm still sticking to my guns and thinking I will just terminate his trial in January, or rather his loan in January. I assume that we can terminate it. Maybe we can't terminate it, or maybe we can. Look, basically, I don't really want him to be here. It's a last resort. He's in the team. And in the defence, I don't want to throw Candido under the bus after what they did last game, but they're under the bus. I've taken the handbrake off, and the bus is running down the hill over them. Ivan is going to come in and play centre-back. I'm not sure what that imagery was with Candido. I guess I'm just upset with him, which I think is understandable, frankly. So we didn't really create nearly enough against Man City, but it was against Man City. So I feel like of all the teams not to create much against, they're probably an acceptable team. Hoping for a better performance from us here. I'm hoping that someone other than Gurajaga and Eze is going to have a meaningful contribution going forward, because it does feel a little bit like if neither of those players show up, we just don't play particularly well. And we can't be overly reliant on any one player. Of course, we've got some signings coming in. They are mostly defenders, so they're not really going to solve that problem for us just yet. I am quite excited for January and the prospect of, well, I was about to say getting rid of everyone, but Pickford's not one of those people I'm going to be getting rid of. He's just made another insane save. You know what? Jordan Pickford, I am sorry. I doubted him. I didn't think he was good enough. I wonder if I can talk him out of retirement. This could be the greatest redemption arc ever. Also, we might still have some defending to do here because they're bringing the ball forward. Walker's through. I don't like this. I'm not enjoying this. Can we just defend it? Get it away? No, is the answer. Campaz taps it in from a yard out. And I thought, you know, the initial highlight was maybe the highlight. I was waiting for it to end. It didn't end. They've scored. And, I mean, we had so many men back in the box. Surely we should deal with this here. We haven't dealt with it. It looks shocking. Tagir has just forgotten that the ball exists, which is always what you want to see in your centre-backs. And I don't want to say we've got a mountain to climb, but this is not easy necessarily, and it could yet get worse for us. Campbell's now bringing forward the ball. Of course, with our 4-2-3-1, we are committing far more men up the field than I normally would with this kind of system, but I feel like that kind of has to be done with the players that we've got. Although, Tagir, have you got concrete in your boots, mate? That was not great, was it? He has the turning circle of a lorry, Tagir, apparently. You know what? You can go to Manchester United or Liverpool. We're 2 goals down after 5 minutes. I thought it couldn't get worse after Salford. I thought we played okay against Man City. I really thought we might win this one, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. You know what? Let's just shout demand more. If in doubt, just get shouty shouty. That's my motto in life and in Football Manager. Mostly in Football Manager, which is my life, let's be honest. Anyway, can we have something happen here? Can we do a football? That would be nice. They've got the ball. I don't like it when they have the ball. Can we have the ball back, please? I mean, for a team that play a possession-orientated system, we're having not a lot of the ball really right now, 57% of it, but we are, well, I thought for a second going to go forward, but we've just given away the ball and now they're going to bring it forward with Campbell, who plays it back. Guillogon reads it well. Gurajaga to Torres. Luan at left back. Can he get the ball forward? He doesn't. He gives it to Guillogon, who lays it forward. It's a great bit of build-up play. Eze. It was an Eze chance. He made it look difficult. He hit it straight at the goalkeeper and it's been parried out for a throw-in. Now, good news, possession has swung back to slightly closer to 50-50. And in fact, we're having more of the ball. Shouty seems to have worked. Unfortunately, Stoke, not creating a lot now in this half. They've already really done the damage here. And more damage could be about to follow because they're in possession in our half. Ferguson, forward to Campbell. Back with Mitchell now. Can we win the ball and spring the counter-attack? We can't. Walker bringing it forward. We have men in the middle to defend. Can we do some defending? No, I think I hate this entire squad. I think I hate this entire Crystal Palace squad. I didn't think that was possible. But I just hate them. I mean, in this situation here, I feel like we've got an okay shape. We're fine. Who is that? Of course it was Ivan. You know what? Look, I don't want to throw any individuals under the bus, but Ivan's coming off and Candido's coming on. I think I'm having a meltdown. Maybe it's a breakdown. Who had 2 episodes in as the point I'd have a breakdown at this football club? I've just got to remember, we only need mid-table this year and January is coming. If you come back for episode 3, which, let's be honest, people just want to see more pain and suffering, it seems, I'm hoping there's going to be a whole new look defence in front of Jordan Pickford. That's my dream right now. I've got a new left back and a new right back who can play centre back. Might just try and find 2 more players and just swap everyone out because, I mean, let's be honest, it's just not been good enough in this game. I mean, if we get 1 back before half time, maybe there's a chance. Maybe we give ourselves a little bit of hope. Candido, subbed on the pitch. I wonder if Ivan realises how much I hate him. I mean, he's on £170,000 a week, just to remind you all. That's why he's gone off and not to gear. £170,000 a week. Mental. Right, Candido to Kone. I mean, this is nice. Gurajaga flicks it on. Oh, my word. That is outrageous. I mean, that's what I like Gurajaga. As I said, he does okay occasionally. That is, I'll be honest, I've not seen a goal like that this year in Football Manager. Candido to Kone, who hits it, and Gurajaga heads it from 18 yards out and sees the keeper off his line. I was going to criticise him for going for goal from there. He's made me shut up, and it's 3-1 at the break. Maybe the comeback can happen. I'm just wondering if I want to change anything here to try and make it happen. And you know what? I'm going to tell the wing-backs to go on attack. I'm going to tell Guillogon just to sit back further, and I'm going to tell Kone just to play as a box-to-box midfielder, so he does a little bit more defensively than the Mazzala. Elsewhere, you know what? I'm going to bring in Abdi. I'm going to switch him to winger because he's right-footed. Kalani, I've given you a chance. It was a calamity of a performance. Move on. He's off. That's the bottom line. Okay, into this second half, we march. Can Cristambul happen? Can we go from 3-0 down to winning? Or even a draw for that matter would be nice. Time just trickling away. I've made 2 subs already. I'm going to have to go attacking. Can something happen, please? 10 minutes left of the half. There's not been a single highlight. So we've got to change things up. We've got to go more direct. We've got to push the tempo a little bit more. Distribute quickly to flanks. Let's try and focus the play, I think, in the wider areas too now. And elsewhere, I want to counter when we get the ball. We need 2 goals in 10 minutes. It's a lot to ask for. And, I mean, nothing is happening here. And what makes me feel even worse is seeing FC United 4-1 down too. We didn't have a highlight in the second half. I feel like that sums up the first 2 months in charge, really. I mean, we've lost 3-1. Were we unfortunate? Probably a little bit. Candido came on and got a 7.5. So as far as I'm concerned, my sub was a genius decision. Let's be real. Not been very good here at Crystal Palace so far. Players like Ivan, I just need to get rid of. He turned down that move to Sheffield United I accepted for him, and now a load of teams want him on loan. I just want him gone. I just want him out the club. The January transfer window is opening, of course, very, very soon. I'm hoping as soon as that happens, the AI realise that I'm trying to have a fire sale. It's going to be difficult to do a rebuild mid-season because the asking prices for players do shoot up as soon as transfer windows open. But I have already got all my scouts out on assignments. We are looking for the next great players. You can see here, just looking here, there and everywhere for possible players. I'm hoping that these are going to start to come good and that maybe in January we can add a little bit of quality that we're lacking and we'll climb up the table. We've now lost 3 games in a row. I mean, as far as the league table looks, we're in 17th. The aim is mid-table this year, which to be fair, we're only 3 points away from. So we shouldn't panic just yet. And Stoke, not a bad little team in 8th. At the same time, we were 3-0 down at home after like half an hour. It's just not good enough, really. You know what? I think I've held it together quite well today. Hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to come back with a whole new squad and be happy as Larry. If you want to find out if that's going to be the case, you're going to have to come back. If you're watching this series and it's the first thing you've watched here on the channel, maybe since we've joined Crystal Palace, make sure to subscribe. If you're enjoying the adventure so far here, which I'm not sure I am, leave a like on the video. Of course, when I say I'm not sure I am, I'm enjoying the adventure. I'm not enjoying the performances. It's painful. Anyway, that is everything from me today. I'll see you guys again on episode 3 coming your way tomorrow. And until next time, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.